This is Jake and Ronnie with Mayhem Pictures. We're going to review First Man. The movie's directed by Damien Chazelle from Whiplash and La La Land, and it stars Ryan Gosling as Neil Armstrong.
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So the movie follows Neil Armstrong. I think it's more of a biopic than like a telling of the Apollo 11 mission. It kind of follows Neil's life leading up to that moon landing. So it touches a lot on the, I guess, Gemini 8 stuff, which I didn't know a lot about, so I thought that was pretty interesting to learn about. And a lot of the personal backstory of Neil Armstrong. I didn't know a lot of this stuff in this movie, and I thought it was very emotional at times too. My one little issue with it, I guess, is I feel like Ryan Gosling, he's very soft-spoken and reserved in this movie, as he usually is, but I guess that might be Neil Armstrong as a person too. You kind of want more if you're going for an Oscar nomination, you know? As for the moon landing itself, it's very cool to watch, and the IMAX fills up all the way. It's great, and I love that moment, but everything else leading up to it, it's a very slow movie, it's very long. A little bit too long, I think.
I kind of overhyped the moon landing at the end. I was like, this is going to be amazing, and I was like, oh, it was okay.
Yeah, I think there's one thing, and this might lead us into spoilers also. There was one thing in this movie that I kind of leaned over to you and I'm like, I bet you he's going to do this. And then he does it. Yeah. I think this movie could really suffer from that actually, because if it wasn't real, that could cause a big issue, I think. If you guys don't know, we're going to jump into spoilers now for First Man. I guess you can't really spoil a historical movie, but I guess you can in this case, because there are some things that I didn't know going in, and neither did you. Neil Armstrong's daughter actually dies, and she's very young. Did it ever say what she had?
I think it was cancer, because he had radiation notes down.
Oh, right. So his daughter dies, and that's kind of what the movie really is built on, I feel. That's what starts the movie, and that's what really kind of ends the movie strong too. Ryan Gosling really doesn't convey a lot of emotion after his daughter dies, and he kind of just goes right back to work, and they're like, you can take a few days off if you want, we understand, your daughter just died. There's one breakdown scene that he has in his office, and aside from that, that's it.
That was a really good scene.
That was good.
I remember that. That was a good scene.
Other than that, that's the only emotion that he'll really give to that situation. He's at the funeral and everything, but other than that, he's right back to work. And it just kind of shows the dedicated, hard-working guy that Neil Armstrong is. But at the end of the movie, while he's on the moon, there's a lot of conversation during the movie about, Buzz Aldrin, who's kind of an asshole. Yeah. Which I liked a lot. I thought Corey Stoll did a good job. They're talking at this press conference before they go to the moon landing. Everybody's saying oh, are you gonna bring anything to put on the moon? And he's like, yeah, I want to give my wife bragging rights and this and that. And then Ryan Gosling's just if I could, I'd bring more fuel.
He's serious and they're laughing.
He's not very a personal, emotional guy. He's this is a mission, we got to get it done. It's not very the historical significance of this isn't really there for him. He's just kind of this is a mission, we got to treat it like that. This is what I leaned over and I said to Ronnie, I'm I bet you he's going to take that little bracelet that was earlier in the movie in that office scene. He's going to take that and he's going to put it on the moon. And then, of course he does that.
There was one scene, when he's on the moon, he has some flashbacks of his daughter. And there was one that got to me where he's with his daughter and she's pointing up at the moon and he kind of comes over and he's this with her. Yeah. And then it just cuts to him on the moon. Yeah, and it's just
moon. It's very emotional.
It's really sad because he did it. It's there. And it's just that's it.
I guess I would recommend IMAX just because that one sequence really is great. Although I feel it could have been a lot
more scenes could have been IMAX.
But it is very exciting to watch, and I think Damien Chazelle does a great job. I would definitely say this might be his weakest movie out of Whiplash and La La Land. I just love those two other ones so much.
It might be because those were his constructed ideas.
And he didn't write this one.
Yeah, nah.
He just directed it. Guy Josh Singer wrote this, and it is very well written. It's not my favorite out of his movies, but he is a very young. He's in his 30s. So he's very young.
He has a long way to go.
Yeah, and he already won a directing Oscar, which I think is the youngest guy to ever do that for La La Land. Yeah, and he's doing great, and he's definitely going to be back at this ceremony this year, so that's great. But First Man, I would recommend it. So closing thoughts. That's it.
Yeah, it was really good.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. What did you guys think of First Man? Comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for season 2 this November 7th. Thank you for watching.